Interesting inputs. The Shiv Sena now has demanded answers from the government. Here's what Arvind Sawant has stated.
Not only disturbing, it is hurting. Such things might have happened. But to induct it in a usual course and say that the reason for the dowry was ugliness or handicap, girl, is not a good thing. We should not, we are in the 21st century now, and we should not think of it. The whole heart is more important, not the face.
JDU has also reacted on the same story. They've also lambasted those who are in charge in the education department, says the state government must answer for this shocker. Take a look.
This is anti-female sentiment, anti-female attitude, and a male chauvinistic phenomena. I strongly condemn it and want to get the chapter be removed from the textbook.
Getting in more details here, Senior Editor Palki Sharma with us on this. Palki, of course, several political parties slamming not just the school, asking questions for the government as well to really keep a check on the content.
Right. When a controversy like this breaks out, Seher, we see political leaders come out and slam, but they need to do more. Who's taking responsibility? The education board chief is not available for comment. The government is not saying anything. This textbook has been around for more than 2 years. Thousands of students have read this text, which is regressive, which is sexist. It says if a girl is ugly and handicapped, then it becomes very difficult for her to get married, and then her parents have to follow the dowry system. Now, it's okay to condemn, but is anyone looking at what's going on in school textbooks, not just in Maharashtra but elsewhere? Is anyone taking responsibility when the media highlights something like this? Political leaders come out and say this is not to be done, but there is a state education minister for a reason. There's a department for a reason. Is any vetting happening before we give this kind of text to young minds?
The irony also, Palki, being highlighted the fact the media had to rake this story up, and only then politicians have taken notice, politicians of all hues, really, not just from the government there, and now it's an issue. Like you pointed out very correctly, this has been around for a very long time. This also hints at institutionalized sexism and a very warped understanding, really, of gender equality.
Absolutely, because this book is trying to, in a way, justify the dowry system. They're trying to say that this is a contract, that if a girl is challenged, if a girl is ugly, then her parents have no choice, and this is the way we go about things in India. That is what the book is saying. If it wanted to really talk about the major social problems in India, as the chapter is entitled, it should have come out and criticized a practice like this, or should have said what is being done to eradicate such practices. Instead, it states the facts in a manner which is open to interpretation for a young mind. We are talking about class 12 students who might interpret it anyway, who might think that this is a done deal and this is how we do things.
Absolutely. Impressionable minds, class 12th being here at a time when a student also would be stepping out in society as an individual, independent person there as well. Palki, thanks for those updates. Some ground inputs here coming in from our correspondent Siddhant Mishra there as well. Siddhant, largely being seen as a regressive education there being imparted to sociology students.
Well, yes, this is a regressive education given to the student of 8th standard in HSC board that belongs to the Maharashtra government. And if we talk about the textbook and the content, this is a sociology textbook for the 8th standard, and in the chapter major reasons for dowry in India, this particular paragraph is written, and the ugliness have been cited as the major reason for the dowry and for the exchange of dowry in India. And that paragraph is clearly written that the girls, those who are handicapped, those who are ugly looking, their parents are helpless and they give out dowry. So this is the reason that is given in the textbook of 8th standard sociology. Sociology is all about educating people, about educating the kids, students about the social evils that are going on in the society and how to get rid of those social evils. But this particular paragraph, ugliness, have been defined as the reason for the dowry, is really unacceptable. If we talk about the parents, those who have come out with the complaint against against this textbook and this content. What is more important here is that there can be several other reasons for the dowry. It's clearly written in the textbook. It can be religion, it can be caste, it can be prejudices, several other reasons. But ugliness can never be surely the reason for the dowry, and this is the reason that even parents have come out and started complaining. This is a brainchild of the man who is responsible for the content of the textbook, and he should be held responsible for such a content, because you can't teach such reason to an 8th standard student, and the student whom we feel should their mind should be free from the prejudices that they have received from the forefathers, to make their minds free. This surely can't be the content of the textbook, and this is the reason that the complaints have already reached the Maharashtra government and the authorities, and even parents are unhappy with the fact, and they're disappointed with this kind of content.
So who exactly is responsible then, Siddharth? Who should be held accountable? What exactly are the authorities saying about this?
Now the onus and the responsibility of this content and this kind of defining the reason for the dowry lies on the person who is responsible for the content, and the inspection authority, which is responsible for the inspection of the textbook before the books reach the board, before the book gets cleared by the board. So these two authorities should be held responsible, and we are trying to get in touch with the top ministers of Maharashtra government, as well as the people, those who are on NHSC board, and this are responsible for the for clearing of the content and the books before the books reach a school. But yes, surely parents are really unhappy with this kind of a content. One of the parents have come out and have spoken about this reason given in the textbook, which clearly says that the ugliness is a major reason behind the dowry exchange in India.
Thank you, Siddharth, for joining us.